is alive and well. President Obama made a recess appointment of the lawyer to the SEIU, Craig Becker. The tactics are going underground. EFCA is alive and well. And union bosses are spending big money in Colorado and nationally to buy elections to assure their majorities in Washington. They expect a payback. EFCA is alive and well. EFCA would devastate Colorado small business owners already struggling to survive. EFCA would produce hundreds of thousands of lost jobs nationwide, and EFCA would dramatically increase our already high and unacceptable employment rate in Colorado. Today we announced the formation of the Coalition for Colorado Jobs. Our job is to protect jobs in Colorado, to collectively stand up for the small businesses and workers in our state who grow the economy and create opportunities. Our job is to inform the citizens of Colorado about issues affecting the workplace, especially those that threaten jobs and create undue burdens. We will ask the tough questions of our federal candidates. Where do you stand on eliminating the secret ballot in workplace union elections? Do you support or oppose the card check process in EFCA? We'll ask the questions, but more importantly, we'll insist upon answers. Colorado voters have a right to know where their candidates stand on this critical issue. And we'll seek to define the debate on EFCA during this election cycle through a robust public information campaign. We will educate Colorado citizens about how EFCA diminishes the freedoms and liberties workers have earned and deserve. With the support of Colorado's leading business organizations, small businesses, and workers in Colorado, the Coalition will harness the individual efforts of these organizations and businesses into a collective effort to keep the momentum moving to keep EFCA at bay. The Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce, NFIB, the Colorado Association of Commerce and Industry, the Colorado Contractors Association, the Association of Builders and Contractors, the Aurora Economic Development Corporation, the Northern Colorado Legislative Alliance, the Metro North Chamber of Commerce, and the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce are but a few of the organizations supporting the coalition. We are thrilled to be joined today by representatives of several of the organizations who support the Coalition for Colorado Jobs. First, I'd like to introduce Dave Centane, President and CEO of the Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much, Dave.
Thank you, Sandra, for this great lead-in. Many of you know that in 2009, this dialogue was raging across our nation, and as Sandra so eloquently stated, it has not gone away. As President and CEO of the Greater Colorado Springs Chamber, I speak on behalf of our members about how very concerned they are about EFCA, and EFCA is the Employee Freedom of Choice or Forced Choice Act. The Chamber is a voice of business in our region, and we've heard from many of our members who are very, very concerned about this, small, medium, and large businesses alike, and we speak for them today. We know, as Sandra has so eloquently stated, that this legislation is the #1 priority of our national labor unions. EFCA would devastate Colorado small business owners already struggling in a challenging economic environment and produce hundreds of thousands of lost jobs nationwide, including increased unemployment within the state. And the Chamber of Commerce lives this daily as we communicate with our business members. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real. The Employee Free Choice Act would eliminate the secret ballot and union organizing election, exposing workers to immense pressure, intimidation, and coercion at the hands of union bosses and organizers. In addition, this legislation takes away rights from the workers by empowering government arbitrators to mandate contracts on employers and employees alike without their consent. The decision made by these bureaucrats would affect everything from wages, job responsibilities and hours, to benefits and workplace conditions. If Colorado business is unable to comply with the government's demands, those jobs would most likely go overseas. When asked about the impact of this legislation, one of our members representing a larger business told us You know, Dave, this is not about employers or unions. This is about right versus wrong and how those organizations behave in the workplace. Another business owner said that this isn't about pro or anti-business legislation. It's about protecting employees and their freedom to not be intimidated in doing something they do not want to do. And I will tell you, in this Chamber of Commerce, we pride ourselves in a healthy and respectful workforce and workplace. Is that not what it's all about? A healthy and respectful workplace. And respect means respecting individuals' rights. The Chamber's Board of Directors passed a resolution against EFCA in January of 2009. So this has got long legs. And we have a copy of that resolution to provide to you. And we're surprised, but perhaps not so much so, to hear that there is danger of this going through in a stealth rulemaking process as we wane through the back end of this year. Whether it's the original bill or a so-called compromise bill, whether it's a standalone piece of legislation or language embedded inside of another bill, whether it's the Congress legislatively or the National Labor Relations Board administratively, the rights of workers and job providers who are already struggling in a faltering economy are at stake. And I hear the job numbers came out today, Stephanie. Were any improvement on those? My sense is, there we go, no, from our friends at the Gazette. The unions stand ready to gain upwards of, listen to this, $35 billion over the next 10 years, with at least $1.7 billion of that applied to political activity if EFCA is passed. The small business community cannot and should not be fooled by what is happening 1,500 miles away inside the Beltway, and must remain vigilant and proactive in its fight in the defense of our workers and their freedoms. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this is all about. And speaking of our workforce,